Friday show here from the home of the Ravens here in Baltimore, M&T Stadium. And we're at the halfway point, folks, so just get ready to buckle up. All right, this is now second half action on the Bears of Morgan State, who finished at an even 500 last season with 3 wins in the MEAC. Eric Hunter, the preseason Defensive Player of the Year, and along with Daniel Casillas, who's shoring things up along the O-line, back with us now.
I know that we're in the home of the Ravens.
Okay.
But we're in the city of Baltimore, which is home of the Bears.
The national treasure.
The national treasure.
The national treasure. Okay, got to get it right.
Dr. Wilson, real proud of that right there.
All right, fellas, so how does it feel, the excitement, the anticipation? You're coming in at number 3. There have been expectations placed on you before, but how does it feel coming into this season?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, you look at the last couple of years, we've always finished like second or third around in the MEAC. So, you know, we want to make sure we take that next step forward because, you know, we want to get ranked preseason, you know, first place, then you got to be first place in the postseason awards, you know.
Like you said, we've always been one step away every year from making it. You know, there's been high standards set in place by Coach Wilson, and we're doing the best of our abilities to make sure we're to capitalize this year with the people we have around us.
Eric, let me give you a congratulations. You've been named the preseason Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. What does that mean to you, and what do you take away from that?
Most definitely. I appreciate that one. And it means a lot. You know, I appreciate the recognition most definitely, but at the end of the day, you know, I want to make it happen on the field. You know, at the end of the day, it matters what I do every Saturday going up to the season and making sure I finish strong as well.
I'm curious to know, too, because you missed most of last season due to injury, came back by maybe the final 2 games. So what has your off-season preparation been like, and that hunger that you have to return to where you were before?
Most definitely. I'm definitely very hungry. The off-season preparation was more so watching a lot of film, staying in the coach's office, staying on the board, getting sharper mentally, you know, and that's the best thing I could do during the time where I wasn't able to do it physically.
All right, Jay, you're going to love hearing this right here.
Okay.
Daniel Casillas told us that they have the best quarterback room this season.
And I want to know why. Tell me why you feel that that's the room.
Yeah, you know, just done a great job bringing that quarterback room. Every quarterback we've had has been successful at some point in their career, whether it was high school or at a different institution before they came here. And, you know, that friendly competition is what creates better players when we have multiple guys competing for a starting spot. And at the end of the day, the best player is going to play, and I'm going to block my tail off for him.
You know, and I'm going to say hats off to you, Danny, because one of the things that all men know, but your running back was named preseason Offensive Player of the Year. So you got some company there in the preseason award accolades right there. But what does that mean for you as an offensive lineman to have your running back recognized as an opportunity to be the best offensive weapon in the conference?
I mean, it's a great recognition because, you know, offensive linemen, we don't get the recognition most of the times. It's a dirty position. But when we have a running back gets preseason, you know, all player of the year, offensive player of the year, you know, it shows that we're doing our job up front, creating the holes for them to hit and making sure that they're able to get that spotlight.
And both of y'all been around the block a little bit. You know this conference a little. You know, you all got it there. Don't. I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. Give me a mean game that you say, you know what, gotta have that. It's gonna be personal.
Personal? I mean, all of them are personal, really. I'm just be honest with you. All of them are personal. I mean, really, in all reality.
Do you see him take off the glasses, though? He said, wait a minute, now he's about to get really serious. Okay, wait a minute, okay.
I mean, really, you know, we got unfinished business around the MEAC, so we want to just go 5-0 and get to Atlanta in December.
You gonna take the same answer?
Yeah, piggyback on. Yeah, every game in the MEAC is important. You know, it's a small conference where one game can cost you. And then we got to make sure we go 1-0 in each game that we play, and hopefully finish out 5-0 and seeing people in Atlanta.
All right, Jay, they're giving us the textbook answers that they should.
Yeah.
One thing you got to have, though, when you come to Maryland and Baltimore specifically, crab cakes, right? So, like, how often are we consuming said crab cakes?
Not very often, you know.
You said not enough?
Not enough, you know. When the funds are right, I can splurge a little bit.
Okay.
But, you know, I got to make sure my other priorities are straight first.
Now, Eric, we know you've seen the accolades. We know you're a fantastic football player. Tell us about Eric Hunter under the helmet, off the field. What do you like to do?
Most definitely. I like to make beats a lot. You know, I do a little bit of film composition as well.
Hey! Come on.
Bust the beat.
Get it.
She got it right here. She made the best one right here.
That's one drummer talking to another. Because he talked to me about like 5 different instruments that he plays. Like, that's impressive. But what's your favorite? What's your best?
Stand-up bass and orchestra. is my main instrument.
Okay.
That's what that you could put any sheet of music in front of me and I could just play it right now.
It's a national treasure right here. It's very cultured. I love it. I love it. All right, so we have loved getting to know you. Shady, you're going to talk with our man, Eamon Wilson, get to know him a little bit better as well, and what's for the Bears.
Now, and I sing a little bit just
Oh, wait a
so
minute.
y'all know.
We can do a little beat.
Come on
okay,
now.
You drop a little vocals. We can have a little something here.
Okay, all right. So, Coach Wilson, I want to talk to you for a second. Now, you guys, since you arrived, right, you guys been knocking on that door.
Right.
This year, 2025, what's it going to take to actually knock down the door?
Just being consistent and taking care of each one day at a time, not looking towards December. Let's focus on getting better each day at Morgan State. Then when we take the road to play South Alabama August 30th, put our best product on the field.
Now, you've been known to build some tough teams, right? And as you could tell, Wilson, he don't mess around, right? But I want to ask you this. If you had a theme song, right, for your team, what would it be? And don't say nothing about the Eye of the Tiger. We had enough of that. Rockies, he's been did that.
A theme song?
Theme song.
Man, I don't know. I heard my team listen to Sexy Red one day at practice. So
No, you didn't.
Did
you cut the whole practice?
Got him off the field. So I'm not sure.
Well, on a serious note, you know, big year for you this year, right?
Yeah.
And we talked earlier about this, the talent level, right? About, you know, coming in this league and seeing the different talent levels. As far as your team, what would you say talent-wise, right?
Right.
Talented group of kids.
I would say so overall, you know, offensively and defensively, and we got, I think, two of the best kickers in the conference as well. So all three reasons we're going to have a really good product that we're excited to put on the field this fall.
Now, a lot of times with these teams, right, you don't really, it's a player that steps out, that makes a big splash that nobody really knows about, right?
Right.
Is there a kid around that you see like, wow, people going to know about him by game 2, he's going to be circling all the game plans?
I think as a guy offensively, we have JoJo Kennedy. He's had a great offseason. He's been programmed for 3 years, and it's his time to shine. And I think he's going to take advantage of his opportunity, being one of the features of our offense. So I look forward to JoJo having a breakout year.
Now, I look like an OG type of coach, right? Going on your 26th year, correct?
Right, that's right.
Has there ever been like a moment, right, especially this year, it's like, yo, like a surprise, you know? Because sometimes the coaches be coaching for so long, every once in a while they get that laugh, like a surprise, like, okay, something different. Has it been something like that with this team?
Just dealing with the new college landscape is a surprise. I never saw this coming, but we embrace it, you know, and whether it's a transfer portal, NIL, we embrace the whole new landscape. But that's been a surprise.
Now, one of my OGs, right, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime,
Yep.
did his thing at Jackson State, then moved on. I want to ask you, how has the NIL have been effective, beneficial, positive or negative?
I think it's great. Give us the opportunity to reward or award the student athletes money. I think it's a great deal. I think it's a lot of education that has to happen with it, just to understand the tax ramifications if you receive NIL deals and that sort of thing. We have a few guys that's receiving NIL deals, and but I think it's great. I really support it.
That's funny because I see a lot of kids running around with Louis Vuitton sneakers on. I was in college. I never could afford that in college.
They
right?
only
But you
10 more.
see it now.
Yeah, I do. I saw it today. So that's good, though, for these guys to get out.
Now, as Michael Vick was on the set, we interviewed him, and he walked off. And as you came on, he was like, he's a true OG right there.
Right.
How do you feel about a lot of NFL players, right, now coming into coaching now? How do you feel about that?
It's interesting, man. I came up kind of the hard way. You know, I came up as a position coach.
See what I mean?
And
Right.
I had to go through that process. I had a great conversation with Mike Vick yesterday as well as Deshaun, just getting them to understand the game, you know, the college game and what it's going to take to be successful. We extended our hand. If you ever need some help, you know, let's talk, let's communicate, because a lot of things you think you're prepared for until it come knocking on your door. You know, you got to learn how to deal with it. You got 100 young men counting on you to lead them the right way. So, you know, we're here as a resource, man, and I've been very fortunate to work with a lot of good coaches and a lot of good programs. So, you know, I'm just here to help where I can.
Now, we talked about your teams, right? The DNA is more the physical type of players that you want.
Right.
But you talked about the offense. When we think about physical, we think about tough, we think about the defense.
Right.
Give us some intel on the defense.
I mean, defensive, we've returning, I want to say 6 out of 11 starters. Excited about those guys, finished up with the top end of the conference last year. And offensively, that's the area we've been trying to improve the last few years. And I think we had the pieces to get that done now.
Now, last question before you leave.
Yep.
What's it going to take to bring this thing home?
Consistency. I said it earlier, just being consistent. Do all the little things right. Focus on the day. I think those things, everything goes to take care of itself, and we'll be where we need to be at the end of the season.
Coach Wilson, come on now. I can't just leave like that.
What you want me to say?
That's a Bill Belichick just straight. What's going to need to bring this thing home?
Consistency. Ain't gonna change. Ain't gonna change. I learned a long time ago, man. Let's just
Sit it
focus
back.
on the little things, and everything else take care of itself.
All right, Jay and Tiff, back to y'all. I tried, but you're
No
true
doubt.
OG, you're true OG.
No doubt. Coach Wilson's going to tell you
tried,
consistency all the way through.
He dodged it. Everybody know the question is, he need a quarterback, man. Once he finds some consistent quarterback play and they got a guy they can hang their hat on, gonna be trouble around the rest of the conference. So the rest of the conference is hoping they don't get their quarterback together. Sorry, I know you got to take the guy, you got to protect it, but it's a job to call like I see it. If Morgan State finds QB1 to with it, look out.
All right, so after their first game against South Alabama, you will let them know who you are. Is that correct?
Yeah,
And
most definitely.
that's Jay Walker. I'm Tiffany Green. Who are you?
We are the best. What? We don't take no mess. What? We get mad in a minute. What? Stomp you in your chest. What did you say?
Okay.
You heard it.
Okay.
You heard it. All right. Love
I want
it.
to beat to that, though. You the beat guy. Come up with a beat
Right,
to
next
that
time,
sometime
next time we track underneath it. When we return here, thank you so much, Eric.